I'm Lights, and you're watching Ellenwood TV. With Little Machines, I really just wanted to take everything that I learned over the course of my career and make the best album I possibly could with all of that under my belt. And that includes what I learned making and listening, what I learned about synths and sonics and dynamics and drum and bass on Siberia, and what I learned about the live shows that we do, and the dynamics that come with that, and energy that comes with that, the drum and bass, what works live, when you want the crowd to jump and when you want it to get intimate. Those little things are all gathered subconsciously and applied to the next great thing. And for me, it became about pinpointing what it is that I do best and focusing on that. And one of the things that I kept going back to is a meaningful lyric. That is so important. Every single lyric has to mean something. You know, I've sat down and worked with some people who just don't feel the same way. And those collaborations obviously never work out. Because it's like, oh, it's all about the dynamic and the way it sounds. As long as your voice sounds nice, it doesn't matter what you say. That's not true. For me, it's so not true. It's all about the power of the song and what it means and how it changes people and the resolve. And it's a superpower to it. Songwriting is a superpower. So I kind of stood back and looked at the big picture and thought, what do I think I do best? And I think I write a good pop song. So I said, okay, well that's a strength. I'm going to focus on that. Make the best pop songs I can. I can play since I know what sounds I'm looking for. Let's focus on a classic sounding electronic album that's just a good pop album. So brought in the band. Adam and Maury played on the record. So there's some of that live energy there. 95% of the synths are hard synths on it. So you get that energy that comes from an actual instrument as opposed to just using soft synths all the time, which I've used in the past. I wrote like 43 songs for this record, picked the best ones, and then went in the studio for 2 months and recorded it like a traditional album. So it became about making this really cool classic electronic album. Wow. Yeah. Reaching out to design. You know, it's a lot of work having a baby, let alone being on the road with her, but at the same time there's this level of comfort that comes with it too, where home is always with you, and you wake up next to this person who really doesn't care about all those things that you feel like you need to care about, which you don't really need to care about. So you start to cut the fat a little bit in terms of what you are worried about and stress over, and really just worry about what matters. And there isn't much to that. I mean, I'm so lucky that I get to just play shows and be with my family and see new things every day and sing for fans and see fans sing you back. It's just kind of awesome. And all those stupid things on the side don't matter, especially when you got it right in front of you. So as much as it's sort of an added layer of work and exhaustion, there's this peace that comes with it that's probably been the biggest point of difference I've noticed touring with her. And yeah, she grew up with the album, right? Like, she was built when I was writing the album, when she's growing in my tummy, so she knows the song so well and passes right out 3 songs in, you know. It's just like, it's lullabies. One person I've always thought would be a fun collab with Kanye. He's done such crazy things, and I remember in the time that I was writing Little Machines, when I was going through sort of a dry spell where I wasn't really loving anything that I was hearing. I was very uninspired by music, and the only record I liked was Yeezus. It's just so non-format based. It's free and it's creative, and I think that was exactly what I needed to hear. Was this person doesn't care about. I mean, he probably cares a lot, but the fact is he doesn't think it's necessary to work within the bounds of what's expected, and I think that that's important. Creativity. One thing that I really wanted to get on this album was Moog bass, real Moog. Adam, who's in my band, he does all the bass and gets synths. He's been playing Moog live for a long time. He started out with a little fatty and then moved on to the Voyager, which is huge. 3 oscillators, right? It's really heavy. And I've always wanted to capture that on an album. So that was one of the key things that we brought in for a lot of the bass on this album. Like in Up We Go and Same Seed, it's all Moog bass, you know. It's just big, and it's a big bottom end that you can't get from a soft synth or a PST or anything like that. Another cool little thing that we tried out, first day I started working with Drew, who ended up producing the album, Drew Pearson. First day we wrote together, he pulled out this little thing called Little Bits. It's this tiny little circuit synth. It looks like baby's first circuit synth or something, and you just put all these little pieces together and you can create different pathways and different effects through whatever pieces you connect together. It looks like the synth you find in a cereal box or something. It's really dorky, but it's awesome. It's like pink this little thing. And from day one, I said, we've got to put that on the album somewhere. We need to use that. And we eventually got to snuck it into a bunch of the songs, just atmospheric stuff. It's really nice. Lots of touring is around the corner. This tour's coming to an end in the next couple of weeks. Just to lead way to another tour. We're going to Europe and the UK, January, February. More US stuff, more Canada stuff next year. Australia, we might even make it to the Philippines. I'm just so pumped. It's going to take us everywhere. So touring endless it's going to be like that for a little while in this album. But one of the things I'm going to maintain is writing on the road, making sure I'm always keeping the muscle, because I've learned the hard way last tour cycle, that you can't let it get stagnant.
Yeah.
Lost.